Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I first off, I want to say I apologize for the brightness that is this video. I need as much light as possible to be able to do what I'm about to do, which is replace the mono LCD panel on my Saturn IV Ultra. If you guys have seen one of my previous videos or one of my shorts, actually, I mentioned that it died and that it had a big hole, big black hole that wouldn't go away, and we were gonna swap it out. So finally got to start the stuff in. Got myself some screen protectors. I don't know what brand this is. It's whatever I found on Amazon. It's some random screen protector brand. It's not even really labeled, but that's what I got. It's a pack of 5. I do want to say that I watched the actual Elegoo video like 1,000 times. I'll have a link for that down below for you guys to check out. It's very useful. They go through the entire thing that I'm about to go through to actually be able to do this. And surprise, surprise, it requires you to completely take the printer completely apart in that video. So a lot of this is going to be sped up. But I did want to tell you guys that that's out there for you guys to watch it. It helped me. It'll probably more than likely help you. But enough of me talking. Enough of me saying all this stuff. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, guys. So I am going to get all the stuff out that I just literally just talked about. The bracelet here to ground yourself. It's very important to have. You're going to want something that isn't, like this. These tables are generally always really static. You want something in their place. All of these tools here will probably come in handy, so I'm going to keep this out as well. So let's get that mat to start working on things and getting this process going. So let's move all the stuff I don't need right now to the side, and let's get into it.
Alright guys, let's get this started. So the first thing we're going to want to do is obviously put on some gloves. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is just make sure you take everything out of your printer. You want to take off the build plate, you want to take off the vat, and if you have it, you want to take off the heater, just to make sure you don't have anything in the way before you actually start removing things. So let's go ahead and turn it around. The first thing that's going to come off is actually this back panel here, which is where all the electronics are that you need to get to. So we're going to get off all of these screws here. And then you're going to want to take out the camera, the Wi-Fi, and the screen. They're all highlighted here. So let's go ahead and get those out. That's the camera. It's a little hard to reach, so just make sure that you're very careful. You don't want to break anything. I used the little a flathead to kind of peel off all of the hot glue that they put on these things. So just be very, very careful. Get that out. Get the Wi-Fi connector out, and then get the screen connector. Alright guys, so next is the top. It's going to be 6 screws in the corners, and that is not including the camera screw, which you do have to undo, as well as there's 1 screw in the back top of the printer that you also have to remove before you can remove the entire top. I'll show you here shortly. Just want to turn that around, take that last screw out, and then you can lift the top right out. Just be careful with that camera wire. Alright guys, the next one we're going to do is we're going to remove all the screws necessary for the sides as well as for the front from the top. So you're going to go ahead and unscrew all of those guys. You also want to make sure now to take the time to kind of clean any resin that might be just hanging out. I'll do that here shortly, just to make sure that you keep it clean when you put it back together, and it's nice for you when you're done. So yeah, go ahead and take that off. I realized here that I forgot to take that off, so make sure you save the tape for this. They don't give you. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this bad boy over. You're going to want to remove all of the small screws to get the 2 side panels off and the front panel off. There are larger screws there. You want to wait on those a little bit, but you want to get the ones to remove the panels. Make sure you put the panels somewhere safe, and make sure you have that antenna disconnected. If not, you're going to pull the cable and you can risk breaking it. So just be very careful. Make sure everything's disconnected that needs to be disconnected, and make sure you keep your screws in an order that you remember where they go, because it is a lot of screws and you're taking the entire machine apart. So just make sure you're careful. All right guys, so the video has you take off the 4 back screws and the 4 front screws. Not sure why it does that, but just keep in mind before you start ripping panels off that you still have stuff you need to unplug before you start doing that. So just be very, very careful when you are removing this stuff or following along with the Elegoo video. There's still some cables that need to be unplugged before the machine can come. All right, guys, for this next part, I'm just going to leave this up so you guys can see these are the next cables to be removed. Just make sure you get a good look at this. I don't want anybody to accidentally mess anything up. There are a couple of zip ties you might want to cut so you're able to move the wires around as needed. But just make sure you see this. This is super important. They all have glue on them, so you're going to have to kind of slowly peel that off with something so you're able to get them out as easily as possible without breaking anything. So take a screenshot, do whatever you need to do. All right, guys, just make sure you probably take off all of those cables. You don't want to accidentally break anything when you remove the final couple of screws at the bottom, or lift the top off and then cables come off, motherboard gets broken. You don't want any of that stuff. So just make sure that you get them all off carefully. They are all hot glued in, so just also, keep that in mind and be as careful as you can. You don't want to accidentally break anything while you're removing that hot glue. The Elegoo video will actually not show you this because their machine doesn't have any hot glue in place, but just move along slowly, take your time with it. Don't rush. It's better to take it slow and do it properly than to rush through it and accidentally break something and need to wait, 2 to 3 weeks before you can get a replacement part, or even longer in some cases. So just remember to take your time, remove that glue, pull off the connectors that need to be removed off, and then either remove the last screws off, or if you followed the Elegoo video, then you know that they tell you to take off all of the screws. So just be very, very careful. All right, guys, so for this next part, just another thing to be very, very careful about. You're going to want to put the lamp, which is attached to the bottom part here that's about to be removed, somewhere safe, somewhere where something might not fall in it or anything like that. You don't want to damage this piece or any of these following pieces as they come off or as you're holding them to be able to repair the screen. So you want to put everything where it needs to go. This next piece, the glass that I'm quickly pointing to here, you don't want to be me. Do not put it on top of any type of paper towel or anything that could scratch the glass. It is something that you want to put maybe on a microfiber cloth or something. Just make sure to put it somewhere safe. You don't want anything falling on it while you're trying to get everything out of the printer. The little tape that I'm removing here, you do get replacements of those inside of the box that comes with the new screen. You just want to remove those off and you can throw those out immediately. It's not a huge deal. But here, when you're removing the glass, you want to be very, very careful, as well as very mindful as to which direction is up and which one is down. You want to either remember it, take a picture of it so you remember which side's up, which one's down, because it will only also go in one way. The screws where they go in also do matter, so be careful. Make sure you keep that in mind as well. I had to learn that the hard way because it wasn't aligning properly, and it was because I didn't put in the screws correctly and it was facing the wrong direction. So just keep in mind things that you have to just keep track of for that. So again, put it on a microfiber cloth. Don't put it directly on any hard surfaces. You want to make sure that it's nice and secure wherever it is that you put it, and make sure you remember the orientation of it. This next part takes some force. Don't be afraid to push hard. It is in there pretty good. So just push hard. It'll eventually come out. The screen's already broken, so it doesn't matter if you break it again. Just get that out.
That was insane. There it is. It's out. The old screen. And it does have a screen protector. I don't know if you can see. But if I were to like kind of just, not like it matters anymore because this thing's dead. But if you lift. Whew, that was not easy. Alright. It's dead, so it's not like it really matters. So let's flip this over again. And take out all these sticky things on the inside here. Okay, so here's the new packaging. In here, in this little pocket's where all the new stickers are for this. So there's the outside ones. Put those to the side. And I believe these are the inside ones. Yes, these are the inside ones here. So you have to be very careful with these. But yeah, that's the inside ones. And then what else is in here? Nothing. We have the screen in here. So let's go ahead and take this guy out. Okay. Here's the ribbon cable that you need. And we're essentially just going to mimic how this one was done, right? So thin end out, and then reuse these little tape things because they don't give you more apparently. So good thing I saved the ones I had. Let's get this off. Okay, we're gonna put that there. Gonna attach this right now so that we are good, and then connectors face down. Go, make sure it goes all the way in. Gonna pop that down and just kind of throw the little piece of tape over it just to make sure the connection's nice and solid. Okay, so that's essentially ready to install. Let's get these little thin ones in here.
All right, guys, so for this last little bit here, you want to make sure you stick these down as best as you can. This is going to hold the screen, the new screen in. So you want to make sure you get these nice and aligned, nice and evenly. You don't want it to be all messed up. So align them as best as you can. And then once you get them nice and in there and you're ready to install the screen, just make sure you kind of put everything where it's supposed to go, run the cable where it needs to go, and then push down on the screen to make sure that it gets stuck. Now, this, you don't want to put too much pressure. You don't want to crack anything. You don't want to break anything. So be very, very gentle when you are pushing it down, but do push down evenly and with enough pressure where the sticky portion is going to stick to the screen well. You don't want this thing to come loose at any point. So just be very, very careful when you do this.
Awesome sauce. We're getting somewhere. Now that the stickers and everything have been put on, it's literally just putting it back together without messing it up. So I'm just going to speed through that real quick. Let's do that now.
All right, guys. So this next part is literally just going backwards. My couple pieces of advice, again, would be this glass here. You just want to make sure you put it in exactly how you took it off. Screw holes matching, everything going exactly where it's supposed to go. Just to make sure that it aligns properly. As you can see, I had to undo it here, but yeah, make sure the glass goes in how it's supposed to go. Once you add the base in, which I will do here shortly, you will want to make sure that it is aligned properly. You're not stepping on any cables, because once you do screw it in, you run the risk of breaking or cutting the cables and making your printer stop working. So again, just make sure that nothing is being stepped on. Make sure you go ahead and clean everything. Since it is open, you might as well go ahead and check that everything is how it's supposed to be before you put it all back together. And just make sure you wire everything up exactly how you undid it, and just work backwards. That's all I can say. This part's super easy, super quick. And then once you're done, obviously you want to make sure that you test everything, make sure everything's plugged in correctly, and then turn the machine on, then test before you actually do anything. Make sure everything's plugged in right. And then yeah, just run a test, make sure everything works, and then run a couple of test prints, and you should be good to go.
Hopefully you do everything right, you plug everything in, make sure everything's seated in properly. And if everything goes well, this is what you should be able to see. A perfectly new screen working perfectly well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There will be links down below to affiliate links for Elegoo, for anything Elegoo related. I also do have a new affiliate link that's going to be down below. It's going to be for Lychee Slicer, as well as a promo code from me that you guys can use for a free month of Lychee Slicer. Excuse me. And if you click the link, I earn a small commission on any of the affiliate links down below that you guys may click on. It's no additional cost to you. So it's just to support the channel. I promise you guys I'll keep making content, and hopefully we can do some cool stuff in the channel. I have some cool videos planned upcoming. So if you guys like the video, please do leave a thumbs up. Share it, like it, subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.